Hi my friends, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this card here featuring the stamp set from Altenew called Pattern Play. And it's this one here. It's a really great stamp set, really great for a lot of stamping. And it's Pattern Play Hexagon. And I have gone ahead and stamped down my main panel here. I've got 4 different ink colors that I'm going to be using on today's card. So essentially we're going to be doing an ombre stamping background onto this panel and kind of create our own pattern paper essentially. So I've got 4 different ink colors from Fawn. This is all the mint colors in their collection. And I'm going to first start off with the lightest color, which is Minty Fresh. And I'm going to go ahead and speed up this portion because this did take me a little bit of time to do this. So I'm just going to show you like the first part of the overall concept of what I was going with, and then I'm going to just go ahead and skip ahead and show you the finished product. So I'm starting off, well, like I said, in the middle because this is going to help me create my pattern. And I apologize for my head getting in the way on some of this, but I had to get over the the image in order to line it up well, because obviously I'm not using any stamping tool or MISTI or anything like that, which you really don't need to for this because it is easy to line up just using your stamp on an acrylic block, but I had to get on top of the image in order to see it. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and add each color, and as I'm going along I am adding the darker color as I go down, and I'm going to overlap them just a little bit, and it's going to create an even darker color, and it's going to create that overall ombre effect that I'm going for. So now I'm working with Peacock, and I really do love these Fawn inks. They at first, some of them, whenever you stamp them down, they look kind of splotchy, but these inks are formulated just like the Summon Says Stamp or Hero Arts, or there's others out there too that are formulated the same way, where when you first stamp them down, they will go ahead and even out over time once they soak into the paper. And that's what I like about these inks. So don't get too discouraged if you try these inks or have ink like this that once you stamp it down it looks splotchy, because it will even out over time. Just to keep that in mind. So you can kind of see what I'm kind of going with here, and I'm just kind of going like I said, these lightest to darkest colors and creating my whole entire panel. And I did this all over this background, and you can see how that turned out. I am going to cut this down with the Blueprints 27 die from My Favorite Things, and I thought I would do something a little different with this panel. Instead of just adding it to this shimmer cardstock that I have from MFT, I thought I would go ahead and actually not really die cut, but actually take my little cutter here, and I'm going to cut out some of these shapes. So I'm kind of going along and kind of seeing where I want to cut, just choosing 3 of these shapes and marking an X, basically X marks the spot type of deal. And I'm just taking my X-Acto knife here, and I'm just going to go along the black line. And you can take your time doing this. If you're really intimidated by doing something like this, really take your time. Go over you can kind of see as I'm going along cutting these lines here. I'm just going to go along that edge and really start slow and then work my way around. So you can kind of see what that looks like now. And to disguise the cutting, because if you don't obviously get it cut out perfectly the way you want, all you got to do is just take a black marker and just line the inside edges, and it looks like you cut it out perfectly. So now that I have got that done, I'm going to go ahead and add some really strong adhesive. And since I'm adding this on top of the glitter cardstock, I really wanted to get a really good strong adhesive for this. So I'm just using some Suquan tape or some double-sided stick tape here to add my panel onto. And this will ensure that I'm going to get this onto my glitter cardstock panel nice and firm. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to add my foam adhesive, my adhesive here, and then take off those backings and then add this to my glitter cardstock panel. And you can see how fun that is with that glitter kind of shining through those pieces that I cut out. Now I'm going to work on my sentiment. This is a W+9 set. It does have some coordinating dies for some of the words inside the set, and I'm just going to use the word hugs. So I'm going to stamp that down with some VersaFine Onyx black ink. It's one of my favorite black inks for sentiments. And I'm going to add the die on top of this, and I'm going to die cut this panel out, or the sentiment out onto that cardstock there. And this will be my sentiment for the front of my card. I wanted a smaller sentiment since I did go ahead and cut that out. I wanted a smaller sentiment for my card, and I thought this was the perfect size. So I'm adding some foam tape on the back of my sentiment here, taking off those backings, and then adding this onto my little area here. And it's, like I said, it's the perfect size for around those areas, and it kind of makes it a really perfect triangle there, and it kind of draws your eye into the sentiment. So I'm going to work on my card base here. This is just a plain piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to score that at 5.5, creating a top fold, a 2-size card. I'm going to really score that well with my Teflon bone folder, and then just adding some regular tape runner here since the back of this panel here is really easy to add some regular tape runner. That's what I did, and I'm just going to add this to my white card base. And that will complete the card. And I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys also, I purchased some new stickers for the back of my cards. I usually do stamp that I have, but I'm kind of changing it up a little bit. And I have these stickers here that I had created from an Etsy shop, and I thought they were totally cute. And I wanted to share with you those stickers and what I'm doing now for the back of my cards. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye-bye.